Hey everybody, welcome to Spanish Fork 17. This is the second of a doubleheader tonight for the Spanish Fork Dons. They are up against the Palo Verde Panthers here in this evening cap here as part of the Red Rock Classic down at Dixie State University. We are at Bruce Hurst Field, just like we were for the last game, which was a thriller up against the Liberty Patriots. That one ending on a score of 8-7. The winning run on an bases loaded hit by pitch. You don't see that every single day. So that one was pretty crazy as things are now underway here. It is Spanish Fork leading things off, and that is going to be strike two to Will Dart, who's leading off once again here for the Dons. It'll be Will Dart, Brody Duval, and Zach Dart due up here in the top half of the first for Spanish Fork. You're going to hold off on that one, so the count moving to 1-2. And Palo Verde coming from the Las Vegas area of Nevada. They hail from the desert region as part of the southern Nevada area. And we're the runner-up. Ooh, look out. That one high chin music there to Will Dart. The runner-up in their division in Nevada. They lost in the championship to major powerhouse Bishop Gorman, but very successful season for them last year as Will Dart will watch that one for strike three, as that one looked like it was, as you see the expression there on Dart's face. That did not look like a strike to me. That one was pretty low and outside, but Dart gets rung up on strikes to start things off here for the Spanish Fork Dons. So it'll bring up Brody Duval. And he will watch that one for ball one.
8:40 start time. Well, that doesn't matter. Well.
So again, this one was set to start at 7:30, but obviously right now it is 8:45, so just a little bit off on the time, but hopefully you got some sugar or caffeine in you, and you're ready for a nice long night with us here on Spanish Fork 17. So the count is 1-1 on Brody Duval, who's the starting pitcher in the earlier matchup here against the Liberty Patriots. Again, that one ending that one just a bit of a crazy game. If you weren't tuning in with us for the first game, it started off pretty strong for the Dons. They had 7 runs in the first 2 innings, a big 2-run home run by Dax Bringhurst in that first inning, and lots of other runs coming in. But then things settled down for Liberty. They were able to shut down the Dons offense for the next 4 innings and got a couple big innings in the 5th and 6th, tied the ballgame up at 7. And then, again, as I just mentioned, winning on a walk-off bases-loaded hit by pitch on Brighton AC. So just kind of a crazy sequence to end the ball game, which has now led us to ball game number 2 here against Palo Verde. The count is 1-2 on Brody Duval. And due up next here will be Zach Dart. And then the cleanup hitter Easton Romero would be up after him. Pitch up coming. Duval takes a cut at it, and it will get to the dirt. And the strikeout will be completed. So 2 straight strikeouts to start off the ball game here for the Panthers. And it will bring up Zach Dart now for the Dons.
At the plate, the first baseman, number 18, Zach Dart.
Again, Dart, the reigning 5A Player of the Year in Utah. Just such a solid junior season, and hoping for potentially even better results here in his senior season. Really has been focusing on his baseball career. Was the starting quarterback for the Spanish Fork Dons a couple years back. Had an injury, and so was not able to play this past season, but also really is focused more on his baseball career. That is what he will be doing in college, as he is a BYU commit. He'll be playing for Mike Littlewood and the Cougars as part of that 2022 signing class, along with his teammate Easton Romero and former teammate and Southern Idaho transfer, Mason Olson. The count is 2-1 on the slugging lefty in this Don's lineup. Again, Easton Romero due up after him. That one once again inside, so count moves to 3-1. So a view of the Panthers pitcher.
Bless you.
Cody Bialis that is on the mound here for the Panthers, and that is a full count now on Zach Dart. Again, this game happening pretty quickly after the previous game here against the Patriots. Trying to push this game forward as we're already pretty late into the night, as Dart will take the 2-out walk and represent the first base runner of the ball game for Spanish Fork.
At the plate, the catcher, number 13, Easton Romero.
So Easton Romero now digging in here for Spanish Fork. Romero, another, as I said, BYU recruit on this Spanish Fork squad, was the 5A state playoff MVP, helping out big time on that championship run by Spanish Fork. Him and Dart really the anchors and the heart and soul of this Spanish Fork squad, and looking for just as good of results here in their senior season. Another throw over to first base. Dart did get thrown out over at first base in the last game, so hopefully he's a little more careful over there, and a little more mindful of the pitcher and potential pickoff moves. So the count is 1-0 here on Romero. Pitch up coming from Bialis is very inside. Romero scoots out of the way. Count moving to 2-0. Be Dax Bringhurst up next here for the Dons. Again, had that 2-run home run in the game that we just had against the Liberty Patriots. Was a co-MVP, sports MVP of the game in that for that home run. So the 3-0 pitch upcoming here to Romero is going to be called a strike. Definitely was taking all the way, and thought that might have been ball 4, but just nicks that inside part of the plate. So count to 3-1. And it's seen that plenty today. Lots of lots of guys getting plunked by pitches today, and so unfortunately for Romero, that's the second time he has been hit today. But being the catcher, definitely used to being a little beat up at these ball games. But he will move on over to first base, and it will put Zach Dart over in scoring position with 2 outs here in the top half of the first.
Number 10, Dax Bringhurst.
Big RBI guy coming up in this spot in Dax Bringhurst. Sent an absolute blast out to left field in the first inning of the earlier game here against Liberty. A repeat performance here in inning 1 of this second game would not be remiss for Coach Nelson and his squad, as that one is going to be taken for ball 1. Again, Bringhurst over at his usual spot at third base in this ball game for the Dons. The rest of the lineup here pretty similar to the game earlier will be Ty Creer, Kip Cloward, Seth Argyle, and Brighton AC. We'll round out the lineup here for Spanish Fork, as that one was in their first strike. It'll be Alex Nielsen on the mound for Spanish Fork, getting the start in this one against Palo Verde. This one slapped foul just on the wrong side of that third base line. So count moving to 1-2 on Bringhurst. Again, runners on first and second. Romero at first, Dart at second, with 2 outs here in the top half of the first. Again, Bialis on the mound here for Palo Verde. This one slaps foul down that right side over by the visiting batting cages.
Are you guys on that ball?
They got it.
Oh, right on. No movement. They're just like, can you get it? Am I going to get it?
All right, 1-2 count here to Bringhurst. That's one a jam shot right up the middle. They are going to go for the out at second, but great job there to motor in is the pinch runner for Easton Romero. Definitely getting on the wheels there. So now the bases are loaded.
Infield hit. Yep.
That will be scored an infield hit for Dax Bringhurst. So
Play the right fielder. Number 5, Ty Creer.
Dart at third, Romero, pinch runner for Romero at second. Number 6 hitter Ty sponsors here.
At the plate. Number 53, Ethan Klaus.
And he will be followed. Third will be their designated hitter, Brady Dallimore. That one will miss for ball 1 to Klaus. He's going to spray this one foul, so it evens up the count at 1-1. So the 1-1 pitch up coming here from Nielsen to Klaus. Then we were in the bottom half of the first. Big swing and tipped there. Count moving now to 1-2. Nice job there by Nielsen to get Klaus down on strikes, starting things off great here for the Dons in the bottom half of the first.
At the plate, the left fielder. Number 44, Tanner Johns.
Tanner Johns digging in here for Palo Verde. Panthers' number 2 hitter, and he's going to pop one up to first base. Dart will make the play, and that's about as easy as it gets over there for the Dons defense. It'll bring up Brady Dallimore.
At the plate, the designated hitter, number 3, Brady Dallimore. It's 10 after 5, okay? We're sending that energy out. 10 after 5.
That one in there for a ball, so 1-0 count here to Dallimore. Palo Verde coach Joe Hollied was the Nevada Coach of the Year last year for what he did with this Panthers squad. Again, very, very impressive team last year. It was the runner-up to Bishop Gorman in state. So a loaded squad last year. A little bit of a reload this season, losing a lot of talent that was very well represented in the All-Nevada teams, as that one is cut on and missed there by Dallimore, moving the count here to 2-2. This thing sharply hit, but is fouled away. That one is fouled away. So Dallimore stays alive. Count 2-2. And that is going to be the end of the first inning. A great inning here for Alex Nielsen, able to get 2 strikeouts here. So the Dons looking good here, and score all tied up at 0-0 as we head on over to the second inning, which we'll get to when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
You've got the picture.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport: paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. It's the second inning of this matchup between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Palo Verde Panthers. It's part of the Red Rock Classic. We're down here at Dixie State University at Bruce Hurst Field. It's always a fun tournament to be part of. Always a pleasure to be here at beautiful Bruce Hurst Field. Just always a great baseball atmosphere when we come down for these early season tournaments. And it's even better when Spanish Fork is doing well, which they've won their first 2 ball games here. And as we head on over to the second inning, things are all tied up 0-0, so scoreless inning for both teams. That one is gonna nick Kip Cloward on the elbow, and it's gonna prompt the umpire to switch out balls there. Kind of fun. So second guy that's been hit by a pitch here in this ball game for the Dons. And it's gonna start things off here in the top half of the second.
At the plate, the second baseman, number 14, Seth Argyle.
So it'll be Seth Argyle now up for Spanish Fork, getting the start once again at second base, with Brody Duvall out there in center field for this one. So Cloward at first after getting hit by a pitch. And they're going to snap a throw over there, and he is going to be safe. That one, a close one, though, as Bialis with a nice pickoff move over there.
In that last game. I don't know what we ended up. Or maybe, no, we're in that game right now. Hey, what's up?
They're going to be low and in the dirt. So count 1-0 to Seth Argyle. It will be Argyle, then Brighton AC, and then right back to the top of the order in Will Dart for Spanish Fork. A little tapper there to the pitcher. Good job to move Cloward into scoring position now with 1 out. Bringing up Brighton Acey, who was one of our co-MVP MVP sports of the game, with a 2-for-3 game at the plate and 2 RBIs, and the most important RBI of the game being the walk-off bruise that he got from that hit by pitch. He will wear that proudly, as that one misses for ball 1.
No, that goes uphill. The one that goes uphill right before it goes down.
So 1-0 count here to AC with Cloward on second base. That one is going to miss and will roll away, but not too far away.
Yep. His first hole-in-one ever. In a tournament. Yeah.
And AC, a very capable hitter in this number 9 spot for Coach Nelson's squad. Always nice to have a guy at the bottom of the lineup that you know that you can depend on and that can help turn the lineup over for you pretty well, as this thing is popped up out into shallow center. Play is going to be made over there by the shortstop. It's Klaus over there making the play, and now there's 2 outs here in the top half of the second inning with Cloward still over there at second base. It'll be Will Dart coming in.
Number 6, Will Dart.
Dart struck out looking in his first at bat and was none too pleased with that called third strike. So we'll see what he can do here in at bat number 2 with a runner in scoring position, hopefully drawing first blood in this ball game. He's going to attempt to check his swing, but will be unsuccessful at doing so, so that'll be strike 1. So again, runner in scoring position here in the top of the second inning. Spanish Fork hoping to capitalize here with Will Dart at the plate. He's going to take one inside for strike 1, for strike 2. And a little bit of conversation with the umpire, just wanting to make sure he knows where the strike zone is, as he got gunned down on a third strike that was low and outside, and now this one a pitch on the inside where he felt like it might not have been a strike. So just kind of talking things over. That one is low and in the dirt once again, but not far enough away to really do any real damage. So the count moves to 1-2 on the Don shortstop. Brody Duval would be due up next here for Spanish Fork, should Dart find a way to get on base.
Really?
Time is going to be called as Dart's going to readjust. It's like might have got some dirt in his eye or something. Was kind of playing around his left eye there, but digs back in here and gets ready for this 1-2 count.
Oh, okay. So is he loving it, though? Is he loving it?
The pitch is delivered, and that one will miss. That one pretty close, but count now evens up here at 2-2 on Dart. So again, Cloward over there at second base after getting hit by a pitch to lead things off here in this inning. Oh, sharp one right up the middle. Will it be in time? It will not be. So it ends up being an infield single there for Will Dart, and it will move Cloward over to second base. And it will bring up Brody Duval, who also struck out in his first at bat. So 2 outs with runners on the corners here for Spanish Fork, threatening to be the first one on the scoreboard here in the top half of the second inning. And a big bat in the lineup, Brody Duval, coming up. He was the MVP Sports MVP of the game in the game against Faith Lutheran. Had some great hits in that ball game and was right there with Zach Dart, who hit a home run in that ball game, a 2-run shot. Guy on deck. Should Duval be able to get on base. As the mound visit is over, and Bialas looking to get the out here and get his team back up with this ball game still tied up. Cloward at third. And Dart now over at first. A throw over to first. Nothing doing there, though. So Bialas hoping to get out of the jam here for the Panthers with the runners on the corners here in the top half of the second. Another pickoff move trying to keep Dart's leadoff to a minimum.
That is so cool.
Certainly a good opportunity here for a base hit for Duval. Would certainly score 1 extra bases, potentially bringing in 2. Opening up this ball game, he's going to lift this thing out into left field. And the play is going to be made, and that's going to be the end of the top of the second inning. Don's threatening with 2 runners, but unable to capitalize, so the score stays at 0-0 here against the Panthers. As we move on over to the bottom half of the second inning, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That is Lance Wilson, State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Mikkel Thompson Hunter, Attorneys at Law, Clegg Auto, and 2 Jack's Pizza. Alex Nielsen coming back in for another inning of work for the Spanish Fork Dons. Want to remind you, of course, that we've got another ball game here as part of the Red Rock Classic. The Spanish Fork Dons will be up against the Coronado Cougars. That game set to start at 2:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. It will be the last ball game here for the Red Rock Classic for the Dons, so make sure that you are tuning in and watching that one. Hoping that could potentially be victory number 4 down here at the Red Rock Classic. Would love to be able to sweep the opponents here, so make sure that you're tuning in on Spanish Fork 17 as well as our YouTube page, youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. Make sure that you get your friends, your family, your dog, your friend's dog, all subscribing to our channel so that they can be able to watch these ball games, but also have access to all of the other great content that we have on our channel. So make sure that they are watching not only tonight, but also tomorrow again at 2:30. That's youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17.
That's craziness. That is craziness.
So Alex Nielsen able to go 1, 2, 3 in the first inning, able to get 2 strikeouts in that one, so looking pretty solid here to start things off.
Well, yeah, dude, I'm about it. Send it to me, and I want to see how he's doing.
It'll be Kyle Williamson, the cleanup hitter, starting things off here in the second inning for the Panthers.
A little early.
1-0 pitch will be high, so count moving to 2-0.
Ben shot 75, and Bill shot 77.
It'll be Cody Bialas and Andrew Kaplan also due up here in this inning for the Panthers.
Believed in himself, but he never has, so Ben's legit. For sure, Ben's legit. Yeah, Will's legit.
Okay, moving to 3-0 on that particular pitch. We'll see what Nielsen has to offer here with 3 balls. Is able to find the strike zone there, so count moves now to 3-1. Needs him to swing on that one, so now a full count here to Kyle Williamson.
He stopped playing Fortnite and all that stuff, and now he's
So full count pitch coming here from Nielsen.
improved a lot. So
It's going to be just a bit low and inside. So first walk issued on the day by Nielsen. It'll be
At the plate.
a leadoff runner here to start things off in the second inning for the Panthers.
Well, and what are you doing tonight? You just moving or what?
And it brings up Cody Bialis, who is on the mound today for Palo Verde. Nielsen's first pitch is well outside for ball one.
Yeah, dude, you better go work your butt off the rest of the night.
Nielsen so far looking pretty good here for the Dons. Did give up the leadoff walk here in this inning. This thing is going to be sent foul, hits the netting up here. So count moves to 1-1. So 1-1 pitch coming here from Nielsen to Bialis, pitcher on pitcher matchup right now as the throw is sent on over to first base.
Got them all ready to go, so they're
The rest of the order here for Palo Verde Panthers is Andrew Kaplan, Bryce Leo, AC Noon, and Alex Jang.
I don't know. I mean, if it came down to that, I would do that for sure. For sure, it's nice to have that in your back pocket for sure.
Spanish Fork hoping to keep this thing all tied up. 2-1 offering from Nielsen gets beyond the glove of Romero. It does take a fortuitous hop off of the backstop, so Romero had a chance there to be able to gun out Williamson, but it will be just a bit late. So Williamson will advance on the wild pitch there by Nielsen. And the count 3-1 on Bialis.
All day. All day. No.
3-1 pitch waved on there. Big swing by Bialis, but will miss. So count now full here to Panthers pitcher. Andrew Kaplan due up next for Palo Verde.
But not a lot. I can't like it a lot. I like it a little.
Full count pitch sent high into the sky out there in left center.
Get on with the next.
Right center play is going to be made out there. So first out of the inning, and it does keep Williamson right there at second base.
Moved down to St. George, but you keep saying there's not enough work down here, which is garbage because there's plenty of work in Vegas.
So Andrew Kaplan, the Palo Verde third baseman, now coming in.
The third baseman, number 15, Andrew Kaplan. It would be less driving for you, guaranteed. Guaranteed. Dude,
So Nielsen with his first pitch, another one that kind of just sails high and outside. To count 1-0.
so much less if you live down here. Vegas is teeny compared to all of Utah. And I've got friends that own all
So 1-0 pitch coming here from Nielsen. He's going to be sprayed foul. Kind of heading towards the bleacher area, but does hit some netting over there. So count moving to 1-1 on Kaplan. 0-0 ball game here. The second game here for Spanish Fork today. Already 2-0 here at the Red Rock Classic with wins over Liberty and Faith Lutheran. Another one is fouled away by Kaplan, so count moves to 1-2. So 1-2 count here to Kaplan. Pitch is swung on and missed. What a great pitch there. Able to get Kaplan to chase it. Some high stuff. And is the third strikeout here of the game for Nielsen. And it's now 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second inning. It'll be Bryce Leo now coming up for the Panthers. Playing first base today for Palo Verde. An opportunity here to get them on the scoreboard with 2 outs in the second inning. Be low and outside for ball 1.
So just hire somebody to shoot your sports. I mean, there's ways around it, bro.
Nielsen, a strong start to this ball game with those 3 strikeouts, pops it up. Nice job there by Bringhurst to catch it, and that is going to be the end of the second inning. It is scoreless here, 0-0, Spanish Fork and Palo Verde in a pitcher's duel so far. We'll get you the third inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson, and Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Hi, welcome to Two Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. It is inning 3 of this evening matchup here between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Palo Verde Panthers. We are here as part of the Red Rock Classic that is hosted by Dixie High, and we are on the beautiful campus of Dixie State University here at Brucehurst Field. Always love being here, and it's been a pitcher's duel so far here on Spanish Fork 17. Cody Bialis and Alex Nielsen putting on a show on the mound so far. Bialis able to pitch 2 shutout innings, and same for Alex Nielsen, who also has 3 strikeouts on the ball game. That one is going to be outside for ball 1 to Zach Dart. Heart of the order due up here for the Dons in Dart, Romero, and Bringhurst. And man, that one is going to just miss him. So count now moving to 2-0. That has been an issue in this ball game so far for Bialis. He has plunked 2 Don's hitters. He does find the strike zone on that pitch, though, for strike 1. So count moving to 2-1. That one inside, so count now moving to 3-1. It's a nice hitter's count here for Dart. Dart took a walk in his first at bat, made it all the way over to third base, but was not able to score there in that first inning. He's going to send a laser right over to first base. Nice play made over there. Get a quick view of Bryce Leo, who snags that line drive by Dart. It will be Easton Romero now up for Spanish Fork. Got hit by a pitch in the first inning and was left stranded over there at second base. He will take that one upstairs for ball 1. And Dax Bringhurst on deck here for Spanish Fork, followed by Ty Creer. That one's going to be off his foot. That's always a stinger when that one happens, when you foul it off into yourself. As the count will move to 1-1 on that foul ball. Going to try to shake that one off. It's been hit by a pitch, and now he's fouled one into his foot. And again, he's also playing catcher, so plenty of physical punishment on Easton Romero today. 1-1 pitch up coming here from Bialis. Big swing. It is going to be off the glove of the first baseman, but nice job there to recover over there at second base. My goodness, yeah, it just flies off of the glove of Leo, but right into the glove of Alex Jang, who then makes a nice throw, and that is going to be the second out of the inning.
At the plate, the third baseman, number 10, Dax Bringhurst.
Brings up Dax Bringhurst, who has been red hot today. 2 for 3 in the last ball game with a 2-run home run and a single in this one already. He's going to pop this one foul. It will be out of play. Saw a fan trying to reach over the railing to try to catch that one, but couldn't quite make it. It's unfortunate. Maybe if he had a glove on, he could have made the play, but, you know, don't want to be that guy that brings a glove to the ballpark, so. Count is 0-1 on Bringhurst. Gonna squib that one foul. So early 0-2 hole here now on Bringhurst. So this potent Spanish Fork lineup being held scoreless here through 2 2/3. They did run into a dry spell in the earlier game against Liberty as they had to endure 4 scoreless innings. And wow, that's a great pitch there from Bialis. Absolutely rings up Bringhurst, and that's going to be his third strikeout of the ball game as the pitcher's duel continues here. 3 innings and 3 strikeouts for Cody Bialis. Score stays at 0-0. Moves us on over to the bottom half of the third and gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. That's 2 Jacks Pizza, Clegg Auto, Mikkel Thompson Hunter Attorneys at Law, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, and Lance Wilson State Farm. Again, we want to remind you that the last ball game that we have down here in Spanish Fork will be tomorrow afternoon at 2:30. The Spanish Fork Dons will be up against the Coronado Cougars. That'll be a very fun ball game, and hope that you make sure to set your schedule and be able to tune in for that one. Again, that is 2:30 tomorrow here on Spanish Fork 17. As we see Alex Nielsen getting all warmed up for inning number 3. He has gone pitch for pitch with Cody Bialis, who just made it through his 3rd inning. And again, has been impressive in this one with the 3 strikeouts and allowing just 1 hit and 1 walk. He has hit 2 batters, but otherwise really a solid outing from Bialis. And for Nielsen, it's 3 strikeouts through 2 innings, and he will be dealing with the bottom part of the order here for the Panthers in inning number 3. It'll be AC Noon, then Alex Jang, and then it does get back over to the top of the order in Ethan Klaus. That one is going to be upstairs for ball 1. So 1-0 count on Noon. He's going to try to lay down the bunt. Nielsen on it, sends it over to first, and he will get the out. A little bit of a, didn't quite get a sure footing on that throw, but was able to get it on over to first base. So that'll be the first out of the inning. Brings up second baseman Alex Jang.
At the plate, the second baseman, number 23, Alex Jang.
Again, Nielsen looking pretty dominant here to start things off for Spanish Fork. He's going to just miss the outside part of the plate on that particular pitch. So count is 1-0 on Jang. Ethan Klaus on deck here for Palo Verde. That one is also going to just miss. Count moving now to 2-0. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The score is 0-0. Pitcher's duel here on Spanish Fork 17 for game number 2 for the Dons. So that one is going to miss low and inside. So count now moving to 3-0 on Zhang. If you didn't tune in for our last ball game, it was up against the Liberty Patriots. That one ending on a score of 8-7. Had a little bit of everything. A home run by Dax Bringhurst. Some really gutsy pitching from Liberty freshman. The Liberty freshman Nicholas Blakeney got through 6 innings after giving up 7 runs in the first 2 innings. Ended up blanking the Dons for the next 4 innings after that, keeping his team in the ball game. And then, craziest of all sequences, the Dons end up winning on a bases-loaded hit by pitch on Brighton AC. And this one is crushed out to center field. Duval able to get to it, though, and that will be out number 2. So Alex Zhang still sitting over there at first base after taking the walk, and a line shot out there to center field. Certainly well hit there by Ethan Klaus, but into the glove of Brody Duval. Brings up Tanner Johns. 0 for 1 in the ball game, popped up to first base in at-bat number 1. That one going to be low and outside. Count 1-0. Brady Dallimore would be due up next here for the Palo Verde Panthers. Nielsen certainly hoping to just go ahead and get Johns out here and get his bats up in inning number 4. He's going to get Johns to foul that one away as it sprays over towards the Don's dugout. We are seeing a little bit of activity already in the Don's bullpen. Interesting with Nielsen having pitched so well here so far. A pickoff move that will be a bit late. Dart will send it back on over to Nielsen. So a 1-1 count here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning to Tanner Johns with a runner on first. No runs across here for either team. Big swing and getting just a piece of it. Count now moving to 1-2 on the Panthers left fielder. As this is really settling into a quick pitcher's duel here for both teams, both guys making quick work of the opposing lineup. 1-2 pitch up coming here from Nielsen. Tries to go for the breaking ball, but ends up staying high in the zone. So count evens up here at 2-2. So Zhang over at first base after the walk. Really the only thing that has been an issue for Nielsen. He's given up 2 walks so far in his 2 2/3 innings. This thing sent out towards the gap. Another runner here for Duval. It's going to get over his head, and it's going to be extra bases here for the Panthers. Tanner Johns with a big blast out into the gap. A little bit of misfielding around the infield, and that is going to be the first run of this ball game. Tanner Johns with the RBI double with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. It's the first hit of the ball game for the Panthers as well. So 1-0 Palo Verde over Spanish Fork here in the bottom of the 3rd with 2 outs. Alex Zhang coming in to score on that one. So Brady Dallimore, the designated hitter, now up for the Panthers. Still have a runner in scoring position after the RBI double. That one will miss up top for ball 1. Big blast there by Tanner Johns. Just over the head of Brody Duval. That one is also going to miss. That one a little low and outside. So count moving to 2-0. Again, Palo Verde coming from the Las Vegas area. There's another one misses, so count now 3-0 as now Nielsen is struggling to find the strike zone here against Dallimore. state runner-ups this past year, losing to Bishop Gorman, but a very, very successful season for the Panthers. That one will be in there for strike one. Again, returning a couple of key pitchers, but losing a lot of offense in the form of Eric Anderson, played a lot of big roles for this team. Also missing Tommy DeLandry, who was absolutely fantastic. That's going to be another walk. Again, that's been the issue here for Alex Nielsen. It's now 3 Panthers that have been given the free pass over to first base.
Number 40, Kyle Williamson.
But again, they are returning Jacob Gonzalez, who was solid on the mound for them last year. So there certainly is some returning talent on this Palo Verde team. However, it was a very senior-heavy team, and they are certainly missing that production. It has not been easy sledding so far for the Panthers this particular season, coming into this one 4-6-2. That one is going to be tipped. Count is now 1-2 on Kyle Williamson. Williamson took the walk in the second inning and got to second on a wild pitch, but was stranded there. 1-2 pitch up coming from Nielsen. This thing crushed out to center. Duvall is able to camp underneath it, though, and that is going to be the end of the third inning. But first blood is drawn here by Palo Verde. RBI double by Tanner Johns to give the Panthers a 1-0 lead over the Dons. We'll get you the fourth inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport: paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. It is inning number 4 of this matchup between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Palo Verde Panthers as part of the Red Rock Classic down here in St. George, Utah. This is game number 3 for Spanish Fork, getting 2 wins in their earlier games between Faith Lutheran and Liberty. Again, all the ball games here in the Red Rock Classic will be up against teams coming from Nevada, Palo Verde coming from the Las Vegas area. And if you're familiar with Dixie State, there are 3 retired numbers that they have here at Dixie State University. One of those numbers is number 3, Brandon Kinsler, and he played high school ball at Palo Verde. So for all of you Palo Verde fans, I wanted to throw that one out there for you. Just so it's like, oh yeah, we do our homework here at Spanish Fork 17. I got that tidbit of knowledge from one of our camera guys, Brandon. So appreciate the little tidbit of knowledge and making me sound like I know more than I do. So always love that. The other guys that are retired here at Dixie State, Brandon Lyon and Brad Thompson, numbers 9 and 25, respectively. As the count is 1-1. To Ty Creer. That one is going to be in there for a strike. Great pitch there from Cody Bialis, who has been solid through these first 3 innings of shutout ball for the Panthers. So 1-2 pitch is going to be sent flying out into the St. George sky, but foul. So Creer, Cloward, and Argyle due up here in the 4th inning for Spanish Fork. Creer looking at a 1-2 count against Bialis. He will hold off on that one, so count evens up here at 2-2. The Panthers able to get the first run on the scoreboard in the past inning. Creer able to get a piece of that one to stay alive at 2-2. An RBI double to get the Panthers on the board. Beneficiary of 3 walks. It's the RBI double, the product of one of those walks. As Creer goes down on strikes. It's the 4th strikeout of the ball game for Cody Bialis. It's been about a strikeout an inning for him so far in this ball game.
At the plate, the designated hitter, number 20, Kip Cloward.
It'll be Kip Cloward, who got hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Was left stranded at second base. Led off the inning and was there in scoring position with 1 out, but the Dons unable to capitalize. The count is 1-0 now on Cloward after that pitch. A view of our home plate umpire. As there's a quick mound visit as well. It's a little shaken up there. Left hand getting nicked up there. As we get all set up and ready to go here, he even shows like, oh, look at this battle scar I just got to the Panthers catcher. So 1-0 pitch up coming from Bialis is going to be low for ball 2 on Cloward. Cloward, the starting pitcher in the first game down here at the Red Rock Classic, as that one is piped in there for a strike. Got through 4 innings against the Faith Lutheran Crusaders, able to keep Spanish Fork in that ball game, which they ended up winning 8-3. Checks his swing, but it is in there for a strike, so count now evens up at 2-2. Seth Argyle due up next here for Spanish Fork. Brian Nacy in the hole. Really hoping to get a run across here to tie this ball game up after the RBI double for Palo Verde off the bat of Tanner Johns. So full count here with 1 out on Kip Cloward. Pitch upcoming. It's going to miss, and that's going to be a walk. Good patient approach from Cloward, so he will be on base for the 2nd time today. After getting hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, now it's a walk here in the 4th. And it brings up Seth Argyle.
At the plate, the second baseman, number 14, Seth Argyle. Good for Rob.
So Cloward on first, Argyle up. opportunity here with one out in the bottom of the fourth for the Dons. It's going to be in there for a strike. That's a great pitch to start things off in this at-bat for Bialis. Oh, one pitch is going to be watched. It's going to be just a bit low and outside, so count 1-1. Argyle able to move Cloward over to second base in his first at bat on a sacrifice bunt. Doesn't seem like they will be employing the same strategy here with one out. Will scooch his way on out of the way of that pitch, so count moving to 2-1. And Spanish Fork coming from Region 9 of 5A in Utah. Always a pretty competitive region there with Salem Hills and Maple Mountain and Springville. Provo and Wasatch. It's very fun watching the Dons play the Golden Eagles in the 5A championship last year. Dons taking that particular series. But kind of fun to have both of our teams here on Spanish Fork 17 be represented in the championships. We definitely love our baseball in Spanish Fork, and so it's just always fun to be able to see those two teams play together. Always stacked talent on both teams. Not the best of starts for Maple Mountain this season, sitting at 5-5. They were able to bring themselves back up to 500 with their recent win. So they did struggle in the Desert Hills A-Truss Open. Only able to take away one win from their 4 games from last weekend. Definitely looking like a different result here for the Dons already with 2 wins here at the Red Rock Classic. This one's going to be sprayed up the middle. Double play opportunity for Palo Verde. That's about as easy as it gets as the shortstop able to collect it. Take one step and sends it on over to first base. So crisis averted in the top half of the 4th inning for Palo Verde, able to get the double play as Seth Argyle accounts for 2 outs there. The score stays at 1-0 here for the Panthers and gives us an opportunity here to thank our sponsors at Spanish Fork 17, Lance Wilson, State Farm, Two Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, Clegg Auto, Mikkel Thompson Hunter Attorneys at Law, and Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. So a low-scoring affair here on Spanish Fork 17 after an 8-7 victory against Liberty. It's a 1-0 ball game here against the Palo Verde Panthers, the 1-run advantage in favor of the team from Las Vegas. As Alex Nielsen gets himself all warmed up here, just allowing the 1 run, that coming off of an RBI double by Tanner Johns. Otherwise, a really solid outing for Alex Nielsen. Has been susceptible to the base on balls, as he has given up 3 walks to Palo Verde hitters. And the RBI double, the run coming across, was a guy that had been walked. So if Nielsen can lock that down and be able to command the strike zone a little bit better, he does have some really good stuff and does have 3 strikeouts in this ball game. So certainly is capable of keeping the Dons in this ball game. If it is indeed going to be a pitcher's duel, he's a good guy to have on the mound.
At the plate for Palo, the pitcher, number 4, Cody Bialis.
So it will be Cody Bialis, Andrew Kaplan, and Bryce Leo due up here in this inning for the Panthers. That one is going to be kissing that inside part of the plate for strike 1. That's a great pitch there from Nielsen. He's going to step off the rubber, take a little bit of time, get himself reestablished here on this 0-1 pitch. Gets him swinging and gets him a little bit early, as that one is going to be hit foul down that third base line. So now 0-2 count to Bialis, who flew out to right field in his first at bat in the second inning, and has done a fantastic job for the Panthers on the mound so far in this ball game. And he's going to rip this thing out to left field. Unfortunately for him, it is right in the direction of Brighton Acey, who really didn't have to move too much for that one. And that's going to be out number 1 here in the bottom half of the fourth.
At the plate, the third baseman.
So line shot out to left for out number 1. It will bring up Andrew Kaplan, third baseman for the Panthers. Struck out in his first at bat in the second inning. That one high and outside. So 1-0. Just looking at things here in Region 9. Salem Hills 4-3, Maple Mountain 5-5, Springville 4-6, Provo 2-5, and Wasatch 1-5. Nielsen is going to get Kaplan to foul that one away. So count is 1-2. Again, Nielsen, a strong start here for the Spanish Fork Dons. It does look like the Dons are continuing to keep the bullpen fairly active. They do have 2 pitchers kind of over there. No one currently throwing at the time. Big swing and miss there from Kaplan. 4th strikeout of the ball game for Nielsen. Again, going right toe-to-toe here with Cody Bialis. 3 2/3 of strong pitching here from Alex Nielsen so far for the Dons, and brings up Bryce Leo for the Panthers. You'll watch that one for strike 1. Leo on the day 0 for 1, popped up to third base. This one a shot up the middle. And is going to be just beyond the diving glove of Argyle, and will be leaked out into center field for a 2-out single for the Panthers here in the 4th inning. So Leo now on over at first after the nice piece of hitting right up the middle.
At the plate, number 24, AC.
It'll be AC Noon, right fielder for Palo Verde. Grounded out to the pitcher in his last at bat, and he will watch that beauty of a pitch in for strike 1. So just the second hit of the ball game for Palo Verde. Again, most of the other runners have been walks. That's a healthy cut for strike 1. And by strike 1, I actually mean strike 2. So 0-2 count here now to Noon. Again, runner on first. And man, the ump has been hit once again in that left hand. That one is definitely going to sting, as it just basically just went right for it. And oof. Got to shake that thing off. There's going to be some plenty of bruises there, as he's going to take his mask off and take a second here, dust off home plate, and kind of gather himself a little bit. Yeah, that one definitely looked like it stung. So there's also time for a mound visit there between Romero and Nielsen. So 1-2 count here in the bottom half of the 4th inning here on Spanish Fork 17. The score 1-0. The Palo Verde Panthers currently with the lead over the Spanish Fork Dons. Alex Nielsen, though, just a strike away from getting out of the inning. And he's going to get exactly that. Gets Noon to swing at the high cheese for strike 3. Strikeout number 5 of the ball game for Nielsen, and the score will stay 1-0 as we head on over to the 5th inning, which we'll get to you when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson, and Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Inning number 5 of this matchup between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Palo Verde Panthers is part of the Red Rock Classic down here in St. George, Utah. Currently at Bruce Hurst Field. This is the second game tonight here for Spanish Fork. Again, getting the 8-7 victory over Liberty in the late afternoon game. This one was set to start at 7:30. Instead, started at 8:45, and that one was right there by the elbow of Brighton AC. He's going to send this one right up the middle, and he will be safe. It'll be an infield single for the number 9 hitter in the Dons lineup to start things off here in the top half of the 5th inning. So AC now 1 for 2 in this ball game. Now brings up the top of the order here for Spanish Fork in Will Dart, 1 for 2 in this ball game. Struck out in the first and got a single there in the second inning. Don's hoping that this is the inning where they're able to get some runs on the scoreboard, as that one is low and in the dirt, and count now 1-0. So it'll be Brody Duval and Zach Dart due up next year for Spanish Fork. Dart waves at that outside pitch. Count moving to 1-1. And Dart been batting leadoff for Coach Nelson throughout this tournament and really has been sensational. Has done a nice job of getting on base for the bigger bats in the lineup and really has provided some thump of his own. Had a big RBI triple in that game against Faith Lutheran. So certainly no slouch at the plate in terms of his power. And he'll definitely maybe grow into more of that as he's here in his junior year. Count now 2-1. Get a nice close-up there of Dart getting ready here for this 2-1 pitch. And Cody Bialis, so far, very good for Palo Verde, as that one is going to be fouled away by Dart, and the count evens up at 2-2. 3 innings of shutout ball so far for the Panthers ace. Currently sitting with 4 strikeouts as well on the ball game, and has done a good job of really limiting this extremely potent Dons offense. You got big thumpers in the lineup like Dart and Romero and Bringhurst. It's hard to keep them all in check, and Bialis has done exactly that in this ball game as the count now moves to full on Will Dart. Opportunity looms here for the Dons in the top half of the 5th inning. They have Brighton Acey over at first base after the leadoff single, and the top of the order in Will Dart now up. So big opportunity with your best bats coming up here in the 5th inning to finally get something here against Cody Bialis. Full count pitch. It's going to be lined up the middle. Potential another ground play opportunity. Instead, it's going to go down as an error, as that is going to be bobbled over there by Ethan Klaus. It's a unfortunate break there for Palo Verde, as even the previous play, you could potentially have made an argument for that one being an error on Klaus as well. Was scored as an infield single for Brighton Acey. This one very clearly an error, though, by the Palo Verde shortstop, and it puts Brighton Acey over at second base in scoring position, and Dart will now be over at first, and it'll be Brody Duval coming up next here for the Spanish Fork Dons, but it also will be looking like the hook here for Cody Bialis, who it's an unfortunate break for him, as he had really been in cruise control and very much in command in this ball game. Will exit this ball game with 4+ innings pitched, and he will be responsible for the 2 runners currently on base. The new pitcher will have to deal with numbers 2 and 3 and potentially 4 in the lineup here for Spanish Fork.
What number we got here? Number 5? 2.
So it'll be number 2, Jacob Gonzalez.
Alex Nielsen.
So Jacob Gonzalez now in relief of Cody Bialis. So it'll be number 2 versus number 2 now on the mound. And both are lefties, too, so that's kind of fun. So, yeah, Jacob Gonzalez coming in relief of Cody Bialis. Again, 4 strong innings from the Palo Verde starter. We did get a little view of the home umpire, who has been roughed up in this ball game, has had a couple of balls hit his left hand, and it's definitely not a fun job back there behind the plate. There's a reason why he's got all that padding and everything, but unfortunately for him, that padding does not extend to his hands. So a little bit roughed up as we see Gonzalez continue to get his warm-up pitches in. It'll be Brody Duval strolling up to the plate here for Spanish Fork with a big opportunity here to tie this ball game up with a runner on second base and another runner over there at first.
At the plate, the center fielder, number 9, Brody Duval. So it's I don't know. I always know him, I just don't.
So Gonzalez looking in for his first pitch. He will step off the rubber. Everyone will collect themselves and get ready for this first pitch from Gonzalez. So Duval 0 for 2 in this ballgame. Struck out in the first and flew out to left in the second. What will we see in at-bat number 3 from the number 2 hitter in this Dons lineup? He's going to square up for a bunt. They are going to try to make the throw over there at third, and they will do so. So able to get the force out over there at third base. So unfortunate break for the Dons. Trying to play a little bit of small ball there, but instead it'll be a fielder's choice. Duval will be over there at first base now. Dart over at second, and Acey thrown out at third. So 1 out, still with 2 runners on, and the oh-so-dangerous Zach Dart at the plate for Spanish Fork. is 0 for 1 in this ball game. Took a walk in the first inning and hit a line shot over to first base. This one, a high fly ball out to center field. Not deep enough for the runners to advance. So it'll now be 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th inning, with Dart still sitting over there at second base and Duval over there at first. Hoping to get at least one of those guys in and tie this ball game up is now Easton Romero digging in for Spanish Fork. Was hit by a pitch in the first inning and grounded out to second in his second at bat. Spanish Fork catcher. Get his first pitch to him, and it will be inside. Nice and tight. Count 1-0. Romero with some big thump in his bat. 7 home runs last year, and again, a big part of that championship run for Spanish Fork last year. Has had some good hits here in the Red Rock Classic. I would love to see him get things rolling here for Spanish Fork in this particular ball game. Runner in scoring position. This is exactly the type of spot that you want your cleanup hitter in. Takes a big old cut at that one, but misses for strike 1. Runners on first and second, 2-1 count here in the bottom of the 5th on Spanish Fork 17. Again, the Dons up against the Palo Verde Panthers from Las Vegas. The 2-1 pitch up coming from Gonzalez. That one, an off-speed pitch that gets away from him up in the zone. So count now 3-1. Good opportunity here for Romero to potentially find a pitch he likes and give it a ride for extra bases. 3-1 is going to be in the dirt, and it's going to load the bases up. So good patient approach from Easton Romero pays off as Don's 90 feet away from tying this ball game up, and brings up Dax Bringhurst, who thumped a good one in the last game against the Liberty Patriots. A 2-run blast in the first inning of that ball game, clearing the high part of the left field fence. Base hit here would, at the very least, tie this ball game up and potentially give the Dons the lead. Bringhurst 1 for 2 in this ball game already. Pitch from Gonzalez, well outside for ball 1. He did strike out in his last at bat in the 3rd inning, so 1 for 2 on the ball game. Coming off a co-MVP performance in the last game with that 2-run home run and an RBI single as well. And he balked in a runner. My goodness. I actually thought that he might have balked on the last pitch, and so my goodness, yeah, that's unfortunate break for, and there's going to be some conversation between Gonzalez and the field ump, just trying to figure out, wait, what I do, and even more so is head coach coming out trying to figure out what the heck just happened. So Dart will score.
Always something. Always something. He loves this. He loves this. He lives for this.
So Dart will score on the balk, and it will move Duval over to third and put the runner for Romero over there at second base. So now empty first base, but still runners on second and third. And this ball game is all tied up on the balk by Jacob Gonzalez, who still is conversing with the field ump, just trying to say, hey, you made a motion towards the plate and didn't continue that motion, so ends up with the balk there. Tie ball game here on Spanish Fork 17 after the bases loaded box. So your score 1-1. The bottom half, the top half of the fifth inning, and Dax Bringhurst up with 2 runners in scoring position and a 1-0 count. That one is in there on the outside corner for a strike. Gonzalez with a very slow, methodical delivery. And you wonder if that slowness and just kind of, small movement kind of is what caused that balk, as that one is sprayed foul by Bringhurst. Count moving to 1-2. Again, 2 outs here in the top half of the fifth inning. The Dons just equalizing this game on the balk by Jacob Gonzalez. 1-2 pitch coming. Bringhurst is going to spray it right in between first and second base. Nice play there by the first baseman. Whew! Able to corral that in and get it thrown on over. But, Bryce Leo there with the nice play over there at first base to stop the bleeding for Palo Verde. Don's able to get a run across on the balk by Gonzalez, but do leave runners on second and third as we move on over to the bottom half of the third inning of this now tied ball game. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. That is Two Jacks Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Mikkel Thompson and Hunter Attorneys at Law, and Clegg Auto. So Bringhurst grounds out to first base to end the inning. But again, Spanish Fork able to come away from the inning, tying up the ball game. So another close one here on Spanish Fork 17 as we see Nielsen getting his warm-up pitches in. There was a time where it looked like he might have been coming out of this ball game, as they did have a very active bullpen here for the last couple innings, but instead Nielsen has found a little bit of a groove here and has really only allowed the 1 run, that one coming across in the third inning on an RBI double by Tanner Johns. But again, only a couple hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. Really a solid performance here from Alex Nielsen through the first 4 innings.
At the plate, number 42, Hayden Tackett.
Will be a pinch hitter here for Palo Verde here late in the bottom half of the fifth, looking to generate some offense here and try to retake the lead in the fifth inning. So they are pinch hitting here for Alex Jang. It's going to be number 42, Hayden Tackett.
Did you really? I'm not messing around anymore. I think the last game went over by like 40. Where were you on the last game and we've been tight on that? Where were you on that? Why did you set a time with that?
So again, Tackett coming in to pinch hit here for Alex Jang to start things off in the bottom of the fifth inning for the Palo Verde Panthers. And he will watch that one high and outside for ball 1. After Hackett would be the top of the order, Ethan Klaus and Tanner Johns up for Palo Verde. Johns with the lone RBI in this ball game for the Panthers, that RBI double in the third. That's going to miss. So Nielsen struggling here with the strike zone early in inning number 5, count 2-0. So long day of baseball here on Spanish Fork 17 with this doubleheader, a long ball game against the Liberty Patriots, ending as a Spanish Fork victory 8-7. This one a tie ball game now 1-1 against the Palo Verde Panthers. The count is 2-1 on the pinch hitter Tackett, and that one way up. Romero had to really scoot to make sure that he caught that one as the count now moves to 3-1. Again, Palo Verde coming from the desert region of Nevada. They are from the Las Vegas area, as that one is swung on and missed by Tackett. Runner-ups last year to Bishop Gorman. Really solid season last year. Lots of seniors that produced some big seasons for them that they are missing, but still a great squad, as that one is swung on and missed by Tackett. That's strikeout number 6 in this ball game for Alex Nielsen, whose stuff has been playing up rather nicely in this ball game. Really been able to get a lot of guys to swing at high fastballs in this ball game. And we've got another pinch hitter here for Palo Verde. An interesting choice here to pinch hit for their leadoff guy, Ethan Klaus. And showing bunt there and pulling back for ball 1. It's the Palo Verde coach is keeping me on my toes here, bringing in all these pinch hitters. The pinch hitter here is Jackson Tanko, and the count is 2-0 on him. Definitely some late evening maneuverings here with the bottom half of the 5th inning, looking to try to manufacture a run here and retake the lead. This count now moves to 3-0. Will be Tanner Johns due up next here for Palo Verde if they don't pinch hit for him. Looks like that's going to be a strike there. Tanko thought that he had the free pass over to first base. Instead, he will gotta get himself resituated here on this 3-1 count. 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Nielsen able to get fellow pinch hitter Tackert to strike out, and now able to work his way back into this at bat here against Tanko. It's now a full count. This thing is going to be sent out into the gap, and it's going to be a base hit, so the pinch hit pays off here for Palo Verde as Tanko gets himself on base here with 1 out in the 5th inning on a beautiful piece of hitting out into the right center gap. And it does bring up Tanner Johns, who does have the lone RBI in this game, a RBI double in the 3rd inning for Palo Verde. Was half jokingly expecting them to pinch hit, but obviously with him being 1 for 2 in the ballgame and having the biggest hit in this game, you don't want to pinch hit for that guy. You are pinch hitting in front of him to put him into a more advantageous situation, which they do have at least a runner on for him. So first pitch upcoming here from Nielsen. Going to be high and tight. Get a chin music there to Johns for the first pitch. So 1-0. So Tanko at first base after the pinch hit single. Here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Tight 1-1 ball game here on Spanish Fork 17. Johns is going to take a big hack at that one, and it's going to be way out in the sky. Dart giving chase. It will be well out of play. Count now 1-1 after the high foul ball there. Absolutely beautiful weather here in St. George. If you love the heat in March, it has absolutely been stupendous. That thing is crushed out into center field. Duval gives chase out to the very deep part of this ballpark, as that's a a very long and loud fly ball by Tanner Johns that ends up being an out. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. The center field out here markers showing 380. And that thing was a couple of steps away from the warning track. So there will be a mound visit here, and that is going to be the end of Alex Nielsen's night. And what a night it has been for the Southpaw. Able to get through 4 2/3 innings. Sitting there with the 6 strikeouts. Allowed 3 hits and 3 walks in the ball game. But yeah, absolutely stellar game from Alex Nielsen. He was so good, and unfortunately for him will not be the pitcher of record in this one, as the ball game is tied, unless of course the runner scores from first base. In that case, he would potentially be on the hook for the loss. But coming out of this one in a tie ball game, it will be number 27 coming in relief.
Number 27,
Riley Lamson. So Lamson, the righty, coming in relief of Alex Nielsen, who was stupendous in this ball game. Went right toe-to-toe with Cody Bialis, who also was very strong in this ball game, but just not quite enough to be the pitcher of record, unfortunately, as this ball game is tied up here 1-1 in the bottom half of the 5th. You always hate seeing the no decisions in these types of ball games for these pitchers when they've been just so great. You want to be able to see them have that opportunity to get the W on the board. But it'll be Riley Lamson coming in here for the Dons. So he's getting his warm-up pitches in here. He will be tasked to close the door here on the Palo Verde offense in the bottom half of the 5th inning with the 1 runner on. He's giving the thumbs up, saying that he is good to go. So let's hopefully get this thing up and roaring. We hope that you've enjoyed your evening with us here on Spanish Fork 17, that you enjoyed the earlier game against the Liberty Patriots. That one, a cardiac arrest for many of us here, including myself, as looked like an easy win turned into a scary ball game that eventually the Dons won 8-7. This one, a pitcher's duel that's kind of lulling you to sleep here at almost 10:30 at night, but hoping for some more excitement here on Spanish Fork 17, and we hope that it ends up being yet another Don victory. And they certainly are in a place where that can happen here with the score still 1-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th and a runner on first. And it's Brady Dallimore up right now for the Palo Verde Panthers. He's going to watch another ball, so count moving to 2-0 after that low pitch in the dirt. Dallimore 0 for 1 in this ball game, struck out in the 1st and took a walk in the 3rd. That one also in the dirt, so Lamson also struggling to find the strike zone. That was the one. If you had to put a weakness on Nielsen's start here in this one, it was the fact that he walked 3 Palo Verde batters, and that did come back to bite him in that 3rd inning off that RBI double by Johns. Lamson is able to find the strike zone here with that 3-0 pitch, so count moves to 3-1. It's a very fun tournament down here at the Red Rock Classic. It's a big mix of Utah and Nevada teams, as Lamson starts off his night by walking Brady Dallimore, and it will move Jackson Tanko over to second base. So now runners on first and second, so threatening here is Palo Verde, and man, it's just now been just pinch hitter after pinch hitter, as they are going to pinch hit here for Kyle Williamson. And the first pitch upcoming is going to be inside. Going to be Zach Helene coming in. Oh, Helene absolutely blasts this thing out to left field. Unfortunately for him, it is going to curve foul. Man, he got a big ol' hack on that one. My goodness, and I'm not shocked as looking at the All-Nevada team. He was an honorable mention for the Southern Nevada region last year. So getting a bit of a break here in this ball game, but then coming in absolutely pounding here. So the count is 1-1. And he's going to spray this one out into center field, shallow right field. The play is made over there at second base by Argyle, and that is going to be the end of the fifth inning. The score still 1-1. Tie ball game here between the Dons and Panthers. We will get you the sixth inning when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport: paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Inning number 6 of a tight matchup here on Spanish Fork 17. It is the Dons against the Panthers of Palo Verde as part of the Red Rock Classic down here in St. George, Utah. An absolute pitcher's duel here between Cody Bialis and Alex Nielsen, though it has been turned over to the bullpens at this point. For the Panthers, it is Jacob Gonzalez, who came in relief of Cody Bialis and ended up giving up the run there to the Dons, finally getting themselves on the scoreboard in the top half of the fifth inning. On the Don side of things, it was Riley Lamson coming in relief of Alex Nielsen. Did give up a walk and made things a little bit scary there with runners on first and second, but able to get out of the jam, causing a pop-up to second base to end the inning. So coming up here for the Dons is going to be Ty Creer, Kip Cloward, and Seth Argyle here in the sixth inning.
The right fielder, number 5, Ty Creer. There's where this kid down the field at games and it helps rake and everything's got good. Really? Yeah.
So Gonzalez with his first pitch to the Dons right fielder is going to be a strike. Getting Creer to swing at that one.
He was here for the last game too. Really? He's been here a minute.
So the 0-1 pitch coming from Gonzalez. It's going to nick the outside corner, so early 0-2 hole here for Ty Creer. Gonzalez balking in a run in the fifth inning. Kind of a weird sequence. That one is going to be low for ball 2. Yeah, and it caused a bit of a ruckus as the Palo Verde head coach came out and talked to the home umpire, and Gonzalez had a fairly lengthy conversation with the field ump as well, just trying to get some clarity on what they were seeing, as this one is sent out into right field, and it will be down for a base hit for Ty Creer. Nice little opposite field shot there out to right field. Start things off here in the 6th inning for Spanish Fork. Feels like exactly what the doctor ordered. We could use some excitement here in this ball game. It's been a pretty quiet offensive night for both teams. That's just the 4th hit of the ball game here for Spanish Fork. It brings up designated hitter Kip Cloward now for the Dons, who's been hit by a pitch and took a walk. So done a good job of getting on base. Now tasked with the opportunity to get the Dons in the lead here with a runner on first base. Keep things rolling here as Ty Creer led the inning off with a nice opposite field single. Gonzalez will find the outside corner there for strike 1. It's a good lead over there at first base. And it's going to be a throw on over to first. Felt like that one was pretty easy to tell as Creer definitely got what feels like an extra step on his lead there. So Gonzalez making sure to keep him close. Showing bunt, and just not able to keep that one fair. As the count will move to 0-2 on Cloward. Tried to keep that one right tucked inside that first base line, but unable to do so. So now we'll need to swing away and do his best to at least advance Creer over to second. Another nice lead for Creer. We'll watch that ball go low and outside, so count 1-2. Seth Argyle and Brighton Acey do up next here for Spanish Fork. Again, the ball game tied 1-1. An RBI double in the 3rd inning by Johns for Palo Verde. And Gonzalez balking in a run with the bases loaded, being the lone run for Spanish Fork. Oh, and that's gonna hit Kip Cloward, who already got hit by a pitch in this ball game. That's been the 3rd hit by pitch here in this game here for Spanish Fork. Easton Romero also getting plunked by a pitch in the 1st inning, and then Cloward got hit by one in the 2nd. Now another one for him, so it's a painful way to get on base 3 times, but 2 hit by pitches, and then was patient in that 4th inning getting a walk. So yeah, he hasn't gotten a hit in this game, but he has been on base. That is important. So it'll bring up Seth Argyle for Spanish Fork as he sits with one of his coaches discussing strategy, most likely, as runs are very much at a premium in this ball game, especially late in this ball game now here in the 6th inning. So would not be shocked to see Argyle try to lay down a bunt. If he could ideally do that along the first baseline, it would be probably a little bit more advantageous for getting the runner over to third base. And he does show bunt, and infield obviously planning on that, but they pull it back, and that'll be ball 1. Argyle 0 for 1 in this ball game. He grounded out in a double play in his last at bat. Has laid down a successful sacrifice bunt in this game, though. But yeah, the infield certainly very aware of what Argyle is wanting to do. He's going to show bunt again, and oh wow, that almost absolutely almost caught Creer off guard. Thankfully for the Dons, he was able to get back in time, but that was sneaky there by Gonzalez, as saw all of the infield crouching in on the potential bunt, and saw his opportunity to throw it over to second. Shows bunt again. It is going to be high and outside, so count moves to 2-0 on Argyle. The Palo Verde Panthers coming from Las Vegas, Nevada, along with a couple other teams from the desert region and mountain region of Nevada as part of this Red Rock Classic. Bunt shown again. This one is going to be slapped down the third baseline, so nice job there as it forces the third baseman to have to come in for that one instead of being able to go back and cover the bag. Well placed there by Seth Argyle, as it now moves 2 runners into scoring position now with just the 1 out here in the top half of the 6th inning, and it will bring up Brighton AC, who got a hit in his last at bat, a single in the 5th. Did pop up to center in his first at bat. It does prompt a mound visit here for the Panthers as they want to discuss things with Gonzalez and the infield, discussing strategy of what it is that they want to do, how they want to approach Brighton AC, with the top of the order looming up due after him in Will Dart and Brody Duval. Tense moment here for both teams on Spanish Fork 17. AC has done a nice job here in this tournament and was the co-MVP, sports MVP of the game. The MVP Sports co-MVP of the game. It's late, you know. It's what, 10:35 now? If you're expecting me to say intelligible things on the air, I wish that I could do that for you, but sometimes it doesn't always happen. First pitch coming here to AC is going to be a strike. Nice pitch by Gonzalez, getting himself ahead early here on AC with that first pitch strike. Again, runners on second and third after the sacrifice bunt there by Seth Argyle, really setting up the Dons here to take the lead here in the 6th inning. Nice cut, but missed by Argyle, so 0-2 hole here. Again, with the 1 out here in the top of the 6th. The Dons looming here with 2 runners in scoring position. Oh, big swing and miss. Gotta hate that one for Brighton AC, swinging at that high stuff, trying to come through in a big situation for his team. He'll go down on strikes, so 2 outs now here in the top half of the 6th inning. Brings up the top of the order in Will Dart, who's had a nice tournament down here in St. George, including today, sitting at 1-3. He is the lone Don to score in this ball game. He scoring on the weird bases loaded balk by Gonzalez. But an opportunity here to put his team in the lead as that ball squirts away from the catcher, but ends up being safe for the Panthers. So 1-0 count here to the Dons shortstop. So 1-0 pitch upcoming. Dart is going to watch it caress the outside part of the plate for strike 1. That's a great pitch from Gonzalez. So even count here at 1-1 to Will Dart with runners on second and third. Big spot here for the Spanish Fork Dons. 1-1 pitch upcoming. This one inside, and they're going to call it a ball. That one was pretty close, but a nice job there by Dart to watch that one, so count moving to 2-1. Gonzalez doing a nice job here in relief of Cody Bialis, who pitched 4 innings of shutout ball. Dart's going to get a piece of it and foul it back. So count evens up again here at 2-2. Again, 2 outs here in the top half of the 6th inning. Tie ball game here between the Panthers and the Dons on Spanish Fork 17. Dart with runners in scoring position at 2nd and 3rd. Hoping to bring in Creer and Cloward here with potentially 1 swing of the bat. Just a nice base hit would do the job. Instead, he's going to watch a pitch that, oh man, you worried there for a second that may have rung him up. Instead, it'll be a full count. That thing just barely missing the outside part of the plate. Certainly Gonzalez wishes it had gone the other way. Instead, Dart will stay alive here and give himself a chance with a full count. And he's going to take the walk. Dart will make his way on over to first base after working his way back in that count. So bases loaded here for Brody Duval, who's 0 for 3 in this ball game. He certainly has had some big hits, though, in this tournament, particularly had an RBI triple in the first game of this tournament against Faith Lutheran. Don't necessarily need a triple, but could certainly use a base hit here by their center fielder, and that's going to be taken upstairs for ball 1. So Creer, Cloward, and Dart on base here for the Dons, threatening here to take the lead in the top half of the 6th inning. The 1-0 pitch to Duval is in there for a strike. Gonzalez finds the outside part of the plate in the southpaw versus southpaw matchup here. Duval hoping to come through in this big spot here for the Dons. 1-1 pitch upcoming. He's going to watch that one go into the dirt, so count moving now to 2-1. There's Ty Creer over there, 90 feet away, hoping to be the difference potentially in this ball game. Duval slaps that one foul. That was the other way, so count evens up here at 2-2. Again, Duval with some big hits against Faith Lutheran, and also had a nice game here against Liberty. Ended up getting the start in that ball game on the mound. Time is called. So a very integral part of Coach Gub Nelson's team, has really delivered here in this number 2 spot in the lineup and provides a good arm as well for the pitching staff. Big opportunity here with this 2-2 pitch. Slaps it up the middle, and it's going to be through for a base hit. That's a huge one for the Dons. He's going to try to make his way over to second. He gets a lucky break there as Gonzalez ends up falling down and is not able to make a throw, and with the first baseman away from the bag as well. That's a huge thing there for the Dons. A 2-run single. It's a 2-run single by Brody Duval. He does not advance, but he does get Creer and Cloward to score. And it does move Will Dart over to third base. So that is such a huge hit for the Spanish Fork Dons. Puts them back in the lead in this ball game, 3-1. Now a 2-run advantage for them over the Palo Verde Panthers. As they finally are able to really get to Jacob Gonzalez. That one very much in the dirt. That thing spikes a couple feet in front of the plate, and it will easily get Brody Duval over to second base. So now 2 runners in scoring position for the reigning 5A Player of the Year in the state of Utah in Zach Dart. And in a situation where now they already have the lead, another swing from his bat would really extend this lead and give the Dons the cushion here that they need heading into the bottom half of the 6th inning. They've got a meeting at the mound, talking over infield defense and hopefully giving Jacob Gonzalez a little bit of a pep talk here. Again, came in relief of Cody Bialis, and really up until this inning had been solid. Again, did balk in the first run of the ball game for Spanish Fork, but in terms of the actual pitching itself had been pretty solid. But the breaks have gone the way of the Dons so far in this inning. Dart is going to watch that one be just a bit upstairs, and count moving now to 2-0. Easton Romero would be due up next here for Spanish Fork, but again, more importantly, the Dons recapturing the lead here in the top of the 6th with that RBI hit by Brody Duval. Dart's going to spray it foul and be well beyond the netting over here and into the bleachers over there, so count is now 2-1. So Dart at third and Duval at second. 2-1 pitch upcoming. Very outside. Zach Dart now looking at a 3-1 count. Don's hoping this is win number 3 for them at the Red Rock Classic and win number 8 on the season. Lone loss coming to the Lehigh Pioneers in a close 7-6 matchup.
What was your game? Top 6 right now. I got 5 minutes till 2:10.
And some very impressive wins for them on the season, including a win against Bingham and against Canyon View as well. As that is going to be through for a base hit. Zach Dart coming through in the clutch here for the Spanish Fork Dons. And the second run is going to be safe. My goodness, nice job there by Brody Duval to leg that thing out as finally the Spanish Fork offense shows up here in the top half of the 6th inning. Back-to-back RBI hits by Brody Duval and Zach Dart have given them 4 runs here in the top half of the 6th inning. The score now 5-1, a 4-run lead here for the Dons over the Panthers late in this ball game. And that is exactly the kind of hit that you want to see from the reigning 5A Player of the Year in Utah. Being able to come through in the clutch late in the game, getting yourself a couple of needed RBIs to pad this lead. Brings up cleanup hitter Easton Romero, who watches that one for a ball. Romero on the day 0 for 1. Got hit by a pitch in the first, grounded out to second in the third, and took a walk in the 5th. That one is also going to miss, so count now moving to 2-0 on the Dons catcher. 2 big hits by Zach Dart and Brody Duval, giving Spanish Fork the lead here in the top half of the 6th inning. Back-to-back 2-run singles by the numbers 2 and 3 hitters in the lineup. Fouled away by Easton Romero. Count 2-1. You want to talk about 2-out clutch hitting. The 2 lefties batting second and third in the Dons lineup, showing you how it's done. Coming up in a massive situation and delivering some fantastic hitting for Spanish Fork. 2-1 pitch in the dirt. Count now 3-1 on Easton Romero.
So how's Skyrace, Raj?
They got whooped by...
Don's trending for their 3rd win here in the Red Rock Classic, and again, win number 8 on the season. Have a nice list of impressive wins so far already, getting themselves revved up here for Region 9 play, which is always fun and always tight ball games. Count is full here on Easton Romero after that foul ball. So Zach Dart sitting over there at first base after his 2-run single extended Spanish Fork's lead to 4. And gives the Dons a nice cushion going into the bottom half of the inning, hoping to close out this ball game, get themselves ready for their matchup against the Coronado Cougars tomorrow afternoon. Romero, big swing and a miss, and that is how the top half of the 6th inning is going to end. Huge inning here for the Spanish Fork Dons. 2-run singles by Brody Duval and Zach Dart give the Dons the lead 5-1 as we head on over to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That's Lance Wilson, State Farm, Two Jacks Pizza, Clegg Auto, Mikkel Thompson, Hunter, Attorneys at Law, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and MVP Sports. Again, we want to remind you that our last ball game here as part of the Red Rock Classic will be tomorrow afternoon. The Spanish Fork Dons up against the Coronado Cougars. That game set to start at 2:30 in the afternoon. That one is going to be played over at Dixie High School. We're very excited to get you coverage of that one. Want to make sure that you are tuned in to Spanish Fork 17 and also on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. Make sure to invite all of your friends, invite your family, anyone that you know that wants to watch some good old baseball. Make sure that they are tuned in. And if they hit that subscribe button, hey, they get access to all of our awesome content. So make sure to let your friends and family know about our YouTube page, youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. Riley Lamson coming back in here for Spanish Fork, hoping to keep things rolling and make it a nice smooth outing here for Spanish Fork. Again, retaking the lead and giving themselves a 4-run advantage here on the Palo Verde Panthers. 2-run singles by Brody Duval and Zach Dart. Alex Nielsen, the starting pitcher for the Dons. Very impressive in this one, 4 2/3, only allowing the 1 run on 3 hits and 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Putting that in tandem with the big hits there by Duval and Dart. Really showing out here for Spanish Fork, as that is a big swing and miss there by Jacob Gonzalez. Again, Gonzalez in this game for Cody Bialis. And he's now in a hole here at 0-2.
There's our announcer, our PA guy, or whoever for Dixie State. He's stud too. This kid right here coming up. I think maybe he's not coming up.
So 2-0 pitch up coming from Lamson to Gonzalez. That is going to be so close, but it will be called a ball, so Gonzalez will continue to stay alive here on a 1-2 count. Andrew Kaplan and Bryce Leo due up next for Palo Verde. That one sails away, and the count evens up now at 2-2. Of course, I say that, but there is a very likely potential of Palo Verde changing things up on me and making it a pinch hitter. But we'll see what happens. 2-2 pitch coming. That's going to be fouled away. It is a late night here on Spanish Fork 17. We are almost hitting 11 o'clock here. We hope that you've enjoyed your entire evening. I certainly have. It's always fun to be down here in St. George and to do these and to have these long days of baseball. Oh my goodness, that would have been such an amazing play over there at shortstop, but unfortunately in and out of the glove of Dart, who actually I was looking over there at Creer. He kind of came up a little bit shaky there. Looks like everyone's fine though, so that is going to go down as a bloop single by Jacob Gonzalez. And just as I predicted, they have indeed brought in a pinch hitter. I need to have a discussion with, really need to have a discussion with Coach Hollied, because he is definitely keeping me on my toes here. So it is Jason Schaff up for Palo Verde, and he sends this thing way out into center field. Duval will give chase, and that will be the first out of the inning. The towering fly ball there by Schaff is brought in by Duval for out number 1, and Gonzalez will stay over there at first base.
At the plate, number 6, Bryce Leo.
And it now is Bryce Leo up for the Panthers. 1 for 2 in this ball game. Had a single in his last at bat. He did pop up to third base in his first at bat, and ends up popping up into foul territory, but well out of play. See the ball ringing around the bleachers there. So count 0-1 to the Panthers first baseman. I'm half tempted to tell you who's batting next, but at the rate that it's been going, there might be another pinch hitter, so we're going to go ahead and hold off on that and just tell you again that an 0-1 pitch is upcoming here to Leo. He's going to send it right around first base. Dart not able to be in position as he was holding first base. So it'll be a single once again for Bryce Leo. So 2 for 3 in the ball game for the Panthers, and Gonzalez will move on over to second base. So a little bit of life here in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Palo Verde Panthers.
At the plate, number 7.
And this is why I didn't tell you, because we've got another pinch hitter. It would have been AC Noon, but instead it is going to be number 7, Caden Smaka, which is a fantastic name. But it is making me do a whole bunch of extra writing that I was not prepared for. That one is in there for a strike. So again, it's Riley Lamson on the mound here trying to shut things down here for the Dons. There are 2 runners on. Big swing there from Smaka, trying to live up to his last name. Instead, it'll be an 0-2 count here. So runners on first and second here with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning and an 0-2 count. Pitch upcoming to Smaka is going to be outside. Count 1-2. Panthers really needing all the runs they can get here, and probably down to their last 2 outs at this point, and there is an opportunity here to at least get 1. They do make the throw over to first, but it is not in time. They do get the runner at second base, that one being Bryce Leo thrown out over there at second, so it'll be Smaka grounding into a fielder's choice. Gonzalez moving over to third on the play. And digging in for his second at bat will be Hayden Tackett. who struck out in the 5th inning. Easton Romero is going to talk things over with his infield. Make sure that they are on the same page, knowing what they want to do. As you see, the infield backs up. Not even worried about the runner at third, just making sure that they get the force out either at first or second, as that one is going to be inside for ball 1. So again, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th of this marathon matchup here on Spanish Fork 17. It is the nightcap here for the Red Rock Classic. We are heading on 11 o'clock here soon. We hope that you got your sugar and caffeine fix here so that you can stick with us. It's been a fantastic night of baseball here. If you're a Dons fan, they are most likely one out away from securing a second victory today and moving to 3-0 in the tournament and 8-1 on the season. 1-1 pitch up coming from Lamson. That one in there for strike 2. Again, Lamson coming in relief of Alex Nielsen, who was fantastic in this ball game, and Lamson doing a good job as well in his relief appearance. And that is a sensational pitch right on the outside part of the plate, and that is going to be the ball game here for the Spanish Fork Dons. They will come away with the victory here against the Palo Verde Panthers 5-1. We'll give you a recap of this one when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Hi, welcome to 2Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
At Clegg Auto Body, we pay attention to all the finer details, the small things. You know, a lot of people feel like they want their car quick and fast, but it takes time to get perfection. We work for the customer.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if you do, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Call McKell, Thompson & Hunter, 801-798-9000.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate.
There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory.
If you want the real deal, contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. I want to give you a recap of this game. The second one today for the Spanish Fork Dons. This one, another win for Spanish Fork. The score 5-1 over the Palo Verde Panthers. 2 big hits coming in the top half of the 6th inning from Brody Duval and Zach Dart, giving the Dons the lead, and then Riley Lamson closing the door and securing the victory here for Spanish Fork. Our MVP Sports MVP of the game goes to starting pitcher Alex Nielsen, who was fantastic in this ballgame. 4 2/3, only allowing the 1 run. Struck out 6 on 3 hits and 3 walks. A little bit of issue with his control at times, but really sensational. His stuff was playing so well, especially near the top of the strike zone. Got a lot of swings and misses on high fastballs. Definitely love to see that effort from Alex Nielsen, and that is why he is our MVP Sports MVP of the game. So 2 big wins here for Spanish Fork on day 2 of their trip down here in St. George, getting wins against Liberty and Palo Verde, getting the win on Thursday night against Faith Lutheran, and 1 more game coming up here for the Spanish Fork Dons. That will be against the Coronado Cougars. That one coming at you at 2:30 in the afternoon. Make sure to Remember that time, have it written down, get your lunch all set up and ready to go, and join us for a nice afternoon game here tomorrow on Spanish Fork 17. For our Spanish Fork 17 crew, I'm Angela Rose. What a fantastic night of baseball this was. 5-1 win over the Palo Verde Panthers. And we hope to see you tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 for the last game of this Red Rock Classic on Spanish Fork 17.